Hello, this video was brought to you by MSI Afterburner, in-game video recording and statistics for no price at all. Cyberlink PowerDirector, very handy video editing software. And last but not least, World of Tanks Social Hub, where social integration meets World of Tanks, which is one of the biggest indie games on the market at the moment. Hello, it's Carsman50 here from YouTube, and I know it's been a very long time since I've been here, but I thought I'd get back into things with a bit of a opening special with my friend Dom from school. He's a bit of a but knows a little bit about this stuff, and I thought I'd get him involved in the conversation. Our main topic is here today, the next gen consoles, and a bit about gaming surrounding those. So over to you and your thoughts.
Well, with the next-gen consoles, it really is the amount of endurance they're going to have with these machines. They're hoping to get, they've quoted 10 years off this generation, but where they're going with this, it doesn't seem like it's going to make that kind of distance. Sony has ages back, they released a statement they're only ever going to get up to PS6, and that's where they're going to stop, but I think it's really just going to keep going on from that, and that phrase is illegitimate now. It's kind of just a corrupt lie based on where they're going with this, because it's not going to last 10 years. PC gaming is already ahead of these new machines coming out. It's no innovation.
It is. I mean, like, the PS4 and the Xbox One are going to be based off last year's hardware. I mean, it's just how they've been designed through AMD, which in my opinion is okay, but they're not going to last the quoted time that they're going to have. I think the Wii U is a good system. They've done a lot and kept to their heart and kept to their word about what's going to actually happen with those and what they have done, which has been great. But it's still competing with PCs, and how people just want to sit down on their couch and be able to play these consoles without having to worry about how they work and if something breaks and what happens surrounding that. So yeah, it's a huge topic, and I did want to cover a little bit of that today.
I think Wii U is brilliant. I've played it. It's extremely entertaining. It's not something you want to put down because it has all those variants. There's no repetitive gameplay, and it doesn't have to be great graphics, even though it is. Like, it's just an amazing machine, great experience, and it's come out with all the enhancements of pre-made games that were big at the time. So they had like add-on content for Batman Arkham City. That was a huge release because the Batman series is one of the first great Batman game series that they've ever made, and it's been highly successful, and it's won several awards on both the games. But what Wii U has done is they've taken that and they've given people premium content for free. And it's really worked for them.
I also like that Call of Duty Ghosts, one of the massive multi-plats, going to be released soon. Going to be running at full HD on that thing, which really took me by surprise. and because I think a lot of people don't look at the Wii U as a normal console because it doesn't have many of those games on there running as good as they could be, but you know, they're actually going to be, it's going to be running better than what it can be on the PS4 and Xbox One, which is absolutely amazing. So I'm really surprised about that. So it's really good.
Yeah, I think it's great what everyone's doing, but I think, yeah, I'm not going to be one of those people that will pre-order the PS4 or the Xbox One. I'll just continue playing through Steam. Steam is a great service. I like it. It's easy, convenient. It operates on holidays. It's 24/7. But what the PS4 and Xbox One, I'm hoping they do have a lot more online features, because the way first world society is pushing, that with gaming, it's just pretty much all internet now. Everything like that. Even, it's a well-known fact about Blockbuster and Netflix. Blockbuster's almost completely shut down because everyone receives their movies off Netflix.
Yeah, I mean, I even heard about Time Warner, which is a huge movie company, releasing their own networking kind of service online to be able to view their movies through that, which is I heard more recently in America, so that interested me a lot. But yeah, it's really interesting about Steam as well, going back to that topic, about how basically you know, Steam's taking over that market, and how like they're getting into your living room as well now, which is really good.
Yeah, we had a talk the other day about how originally they had plans for a Steam console, which would kind of push Xbox and PlayStation out of its place and kind of move into this new generation of gaming, but they've kind of moved towards more what they're planning now is a Steam operating system. Steam has made heaps of innovations recently. They've made the most effective achievement system ever. Everyone loves that. Also, they've made it so you can earn trading cards. Trading cards is a huge market at the moment. I myself have made $150 out of trading cards. I've earned lots of games, I've made stuff, like a lot of money out of it. And all I've done is had to play the games and all drop cards for my favourite games. It also allows personalisation based on that as well.
I do like Steam. It is one of the biggest servers, but I think that they're still basically removing themselves from the bigger companies, because everyone else has got their own online downloading service now, which has kind of steered me away from Steam a little bit. But I love the social aspect of Steam. That's what's really got me towards that, because all your games on there, you know, all the ones that you do have only require that one service for you to communicate with all your friends. And how you can link accounts with you know, Facebook and Origin and whatnot. You can actually use that on there to be able to chat with your friends, which is really, really good. And I love now, going back to the Steam operating system side of things as well, is that basically there's still a computer in a sense. You can still buy a pre-made computer with the Steam operating system on it and use that in your living room, which is good. I mean, I like that, but I think it's still not going to persuade people to buy these Steam boxes, because you can configure them in so many ways that people are just going to get confused and not know exactly what they want to run at what resolution and what parts they'll need for that. And I think if they had released Steam on, you know, the Steam box, which they were quoting a few years back now, before they had Steam as an operating system or even as a program on your PC or your Mac or even Linux now, I think it would have run a lot smoother, and the transition would be a lot better for having Steam wherever you go, and as well as your living room, instead of the other way around. So they're going to lose a lot of market share in that, but I think it's still going to be a good system for people who know how to program a computer properly and just use SteamOS as a secondary computer to what the Windows one they've got at home, which is good. But yeah, I just think people are getting confused for the fact that they don't know how to plug an HDMI cable into their desktop and into their TV, which really really pisses me off. But hey, it's what people do, and it's how.
It's what people know and what they want to know.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, but yeah, it's good though, because I mean, people who know things about computers and stuff will know that okay, I can buy a computer just with Steam on it. Because you can't run Windows as well as Steam on the operating system, which is a bit sad, but maybe eventually they will.
That's, you're definitely going to incorporate features. Like, I think it will become a major operating system. I think again, Valve is attempting to just push other companies out of the water and just take up all the space. Because if they move into this kind of thing, they're going to be fighting against consoles. They're going to be fighting against operating systems. Eventually they're going to be fighting against computer companies.
But they'll be needing the computer companies to actually produce parts for them to build these consoles, or to be able to enable the Steam operating system onto them. But I think they'll eventually buy into this, as other companies have, to be able to use that and have their own premium kind of parts for what they'll have. But I think it's a good step forward, and it's definitely something to watch the space on, I think. So, yeah.
Yeah, they're going to be a huge contender in the future. Even now, just the sales are way above anything. And there's been a significant rise in sales of games that do incorporate their stuff with Steam. And when you think about it, they don't have to design game packaging. They just need to design a small web page, and they could be done with any kind of design program. All they really need to do is say, this is our game, brief description, and no shipping prices, no prices for the creation of covers and CDs. It's just instant. It saves the producers money, and it saves us money.
Yeah, and their sales that they have are huge. I mean, like, you know, especially their summer one, which everyone knows about, I suppose, who's on Steam, but things are so cheap. I mean, I haven't picked up anything on there recently, but I can tell you that definitely they're worth going to if you know what you're looking for, I suppose. And that's the beauty with Steam, is that they've got so much variety, and that they have enabled themselves to get a lot of indie developers on board. But actually going to indie games as well, World of Tanks is huge. I mean, they've done that all on their own, and I heard that they started development back, 7 or 8 years ago, as kind of a small game that they thought, okay, there's going to be a few people playing, but that's won one of the biggest awards in gaming history 2 years in a row, the Golden Joystick, because they had the world record of how many people online at once. It's just crazy. But
yeah, they overtook World of Warcraft, which was the largest online game at the time. Yeah,
and but I think they're still missing that social aspect, and that's what the beauty of Steam is about, I think. And if they, War Thunder, which was the standalone company that basically copied not copied World of Tanks, but had their own system kind of based on how they play their games, and you can actually download that game on Steam now as well. So that's really really good in terms of not buying in, but using the Steam community as a tool to be able to get players on your game, using their system instead of your own system for the social aspect, which is really good.
Yeah, World of Tanks did really have a great takeoff, and people think it came out of nowhere, but it's been a huge build-up. It actually just started with a few players, and now it's one of those things that you see everywhere. Any site you log on to, it's got ads on Facebook, it's got ads on YouTube, anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, I did click on that ad. I was just a bit reluctant. I thought, oh yeah, it's one of those spam cheap 2D games that you have to pay for to be able to play. And I downloaded it on my old computer, and I thought, man, I'm hooked. That was real. I'm a bit of a history buff myself, and I thought, oh, this was really good, a bit of a learning tool, as well as actually gameplay. And I'm still hooked. 2 years on, and So it's just one of those things, you never know till you try. So yeah.
And that reminds me as well, all of those 2D games that you add money to, there's Clash of Clans, I think a lot of people are probably familiar with. I know that there are some people spending in like $500 a month to that game, and it's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
And Zynga's been trying to get out of their contract with Facebook so that they can make even more money. Because everyone uses these small games through Facebook, and Zynga wants out of that so they can get the big money.
Yeah.
I don't think Mark Zuckerberg's going to make any pressing decision to say, yeah, you can just move to the side, we'll take over.
Yeah, good stuff, isn't it?
Thing with marketing, you mentioned how World of Tanks has got heaps of advertising, almost came up as a spam thing. When I was in Melbourne, GTA 5, there were buses just covered in it.
Yeah, I can imagine.
4 buses covered in the GTA 5 advertising. They spent $90 million in advertising globally.
Wow.
And it's really paid off because they've made that back tenfold.
Oh, definitely.
They made all the money back within like the space of before it even came out. I think 10 days before it came out.
Yeah, they spent a couple of $1 billion on that game, and I have played it myself a little bit before the online content came out, and it was it's a really breathtaking game. I think it's almost got as good graphics as Gran Turismo 5, which was renowned for being a driving simulator, but that's just blown that away, I think. And it's a film. They spent a lot of money on actually having realism in their game, and I think that's definitely paid off. They've made I could not quote how much money they've made back on that game, and so I'm actually going to be looking forward to another Midlight Club because they seem to do that after they make a Grand Theft Auto, so that should be good because I'm
Rockstar Games San Diego.
yeah, it's good.
Also, to any of the people watching, GTA 5 will be coming to computer.
Yes, that's it's a guaranteed.
There's controversy over this because people have actually been protesting that it would come to PC.
There's a lot of people protesting for it not to come to PC due to the violence in that game, which is really there's been a few people fired in shops in America because of people not wanting to promote that game. So it's going to guaranteed to come. They just need to test it on consoles for 6 months, a year before it debuts. And
for a caption. Thank you, consoles, for beta testing my game.
Yes, definitely. Good. Yeah, that's effectively how that works, isn't it? Yeah. It's just it's interesting.
That's only going to increase their profit.
Oh, definitely.
But another reason that it was controversial is because people were protesting it because they did not want the game to be copied. They wanted to receive the credit that they had rightfully deserved for a 4-year game development.
Yeah, actually going back to buddy DRM, that stuff, isn't it? About
DRM.
Oh, good old DRM. It's just it pops up everywhere, and about even Netflix and stuff. I'll tell you a little bit about Netflix. Actually, just a little bit on DRM. There's this program that they've developed called AdStop or AdBlock. That's what it's called.
Yes.
And
company is losing a lot of money because of AdBlock.
Yeah.
On many sites, they'll receive like a JavaScript that says, "Please disable AdBlock. You're losing us money."
Yeah. Netflix will not allow you on their site if you have AdBlock, because basically people who are trying to promote that want the internet to be shut down, because they actually created an ad to stop ads, because they wanted people to be using AdBlock, and they actually, if this campaign took off, they wanted to promote themselves on the Super Bowl and all around the internet for them to stop ads. And I think that's just a odd company response, really, because like if you want there to be, if you want your ad everywhere and if you don't want other people's ads, that's basically stealing the web space from people potentially making money for their site. And I know ads are annoying, everyone complains about YouTube ads and things.
We know that ads aren't something that you would go out of your way to watch, but it's sometimes only 5 seconds. If you're familiar with AdFly, that just puts a URL for an ad, and you wait 5 seconds and go onto the actual page. Adblock is not necessary. It's not like a piece of software that's required to use. You can just get on with it. Even YouTube. You have to be incredibly impatient if you cannot wait 5 seconds for an ad. And yes, I know there are the ones that go for 30 seconds which don't enable a skip option, but
who cares?
Just be spending that level of time trying to do something and not just wait 30 seconds for it.
Yeah, all the time spent on trying not to have ads, it's 30 seconds of your life. I mean, what are you going to do? I mean, it's just a ludicrous attempt in trying to stop people from doing that, really. Yeah,
I don't think it's fair on the communities that do have ads and just want to promote their own finance. Like, even YouTube losing a lot of money because of it. It's not fair on YouTube. They're great, like Google is a great company. They've done a lot of stuff for just people that don't have to pay them anything for their services, and I think what they're doing is great, but that's just being demoted by the fact that people use AdBlock.
Yeah, and I think it's funny as well that that people getting paid by YouTube as well, which is really good, I think, in terms of their content that they have. Some of it's really professional, and a lot of people now these days actually get picked up, to recording companies because of YouTube, and I think that's a really good system, I think.
Even if you saw it was that kid, that show, his name probably is Fred, but the show was called Fred. He's picked up a deal with Nickelodeon and he has his own show now, I think. Yeah,
it's just and I think also a lot of tutorials on how to do things on there, like how to fix various problems and whatnot on your computer.
Yeah, that's just been so useful for me. Even when I was a kid, coming into when YouTube was not that large, but still had the experience for how to do things, it was great. Me being the kind of kid that would just fiddle around with computers, open them up, put them back together. Yeah.
Yeah, as everyone does when they start off, kind of that phase of being interested in computers and whatnot. Yeah, I mean, it's just been really good. But yeah, actually going back to Steam, Steam sharing.
Steam sharing. Steam sharing's been great for me. So how this works, to all the people listening to this who are not familiar with it, Steam wants to invoke the process of pretty much virtually lending and borrowing games. So originally it's meant to be intentional for if there's a family computer that has several accounts because they don't warrant each other on each other's accounts, you can share games between the people on the computer. But what people are doing is, and Steam is okay with this, thankfully, just logging into your friend's account and going off it and having them grant you access to their games library. So you can play any one of their games that you have installed on the computer as long as they're not playing it at the same time. I've enabled this. I had a good run of Saints Row Free last night, just on my friend Wolflayman. If you look him up on Steam, I guess I have to reference that sort of. But yeah, that's just been great for me because I didn't really want to purchase Saints Row Free because I only played Saints Row 2 and apparently it's vastly different. And I was just really pleased with the gameplay, so I'm thinking of buying it now myself.
Yeah, good service. I mean, I think there's going to be a lot of video stores going out of companies going out of business if people use Steam a lot more. If it takes off more than it already has, so it'll be interesting to see about how other companies react to this system. And I think eventually they're actually going to have sharing for non-Steam games as well. So that will be interesting, I think.
Yeah, I'm slightly confused about how that's going to work because technically, when you do install a game, you need the source file and you need where it comes from. But
well, you can add other games, non-Steam games to your Steam library.
yeah, you can add those, but they generally come off like the executable file that launches the game. And I'm just confused how that's going to work with the install, because when it's a non-Steam game, they don't ask you to install the thing. They just
that's true.
Available.
Yeah, that's. I don't know. That could be interesting to find out as well.
It's been amazing with this in the past, but yeah, it'll just be great to see how it all pans out.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. It's just. Also, the NVIDIA Shield.
Yeah, I heard about that. That's something I'm less aware of. I think you can give me a brief summary.
Well, basically, it is a controller developed by NVIDIA it's got a flip-down screen with Android 4.3 on it, and effectively, it's got the new Tegra 4 quad-core A15 2GHz with the 4+1 architecture, which has got a power-saving core as well.
Oh wow!
And it's basically really good for gaming. It's got HDMI port, 2 microphones. It's got all the jazz really there. It's only about $350, and it's quite good. But what really pushed marketing on this was the fact that you can, from your latest NVIDIA GTX 700 series graphics cards, you can stream directly to the Shield from what you're playing on your computer. This is because they've got a built-in H.264 pipeline that enables you to send that over your Wi-Fi connection to your Shield, which is, I think it's a bit stupid, but hey, it's a cool gimmick if people are interested. And also, in the near future, what you'll be able to do is stream from your Shield the game you're playing on your computer, and then if your TV's got a Wi-Fi connection, you can stream directly to your TV from your Shield, which could be interesting. It's a bit of a stupid concept, because why don't you just plug your HDMI cable into your TV as you do, and a USB Microsoft controller that is supported by Windows 7 and 8. But I don't know, it's a good system, I think, especially for streaming games to your Shield from, if you want to use your controller or whatnot, because you can still view the game on your computer screen, as well as playing the game on your thing. It's a really good system, I think. It's got a HD display, and it's quite cheap for what it actually is, and it's got the latest hardware as well, which is good for newer games and things that are coming out. So I don't know. It's interesting to talk about, I think, because I don't have one personally, and I don't know anyone who's got one in person because they've just come out in New Zealand. But especially people with upgrading their computers and stuff, it'd be a good investment to get into, I think.
Well, I'm not too fond of what I've heard of that, but yeah, it definitely sounds like great performance and great specs, but probably stuff I'm more interested in is probably either the Steam controller or like the Oculus Rift. Have you heard about Oculus Rift?
Yes, I did. You did show me that video a few months back, and supposedly it is in production, but it looks, the 2 full HD displays that you can get in your view straight in your eyes and move around and control your game through that, which looks absolutely stunning. And they've been trying to do that for a long time, but none of them has really been cheap enough and out there enough for people to purchase off the shelf. So it'll be interesting to find out if that will be available. Yeah.
Well, we're hoping to release it to the public, and I think it's going to be amazing. I'm sorry to tell you this, but that's all I've got time for today, so thank you for the conversation.
Oh, cool. Yeah, no problem, mate. I'll definitely get back to you on another special, which we'll have possibly once a week, because I'll be uploading some World of Tanks gameplay and some tips and tricks on that. But I'll definitely be having some commentary of tech news. Once if Dom's ever available in the future, that'll be good. But if he's not, then I'll be co-hosting myself. But yeah, thank you very much, and I'll catch you later.
I wish you luck. Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye. Hello, yeah, that's the end of our conversation, but as I said, once a week I'll be uploading a video with commentary on just random gameplay. This one's obviously Need for Speed Most Wanted. And thank you very much to MSI Afterburner, which allows you to record your video gameplay. It's completely free, link in the description. Thank you to World of Tanks Social Hub, integrating the social aspect into World of Tanks by Overwolf Beta, and just YouTube itself for allowing me to upload this stuff. All the news will be in the description, all the links, and hopefully we'll be able to see you in a week's time for some World of Tanks tips and tricks. Kia ora, and see you later.